Hi, I'm Ian of Last Night I Watched,
Now, Mark,
And I'm Carlos.
and welcome to our review of Jackass Forever.
Hey, we went out and saw Jackass Forever in theaters. Well, what'd you guys think, Mark?
I didn't have a lot of, I didn't have very big expectations going into it, but I really, really enjoyed it. I don't know, the guys have grown up and, kind of letting the kids do their thing, and yeah, I
And they
enjoyed it.
they mixed in new blood too. That was
Yeah.
kind of interesting. I don't know if that's the first time we've seen that.
Not to this degree.
Yeah,
This was a lot of new people. This is like 5 or 6 new people, right? Just
because
about?
Yeah.
this is the fourth movie, Jackass Forever.
Yeah.
Um, and we can see the original guys are starting to get gray. Johnny Knoxville
Yeah.
has gray hair now in
Oh,
some
yeah.
scenes. Some
Yeah.
scenes he has black hair.
Right.
Um,
Well, should we? I guess it's this movie's always gonna have the air of COVID around it
that was an interesting part
Yeah.
about this one. Yeah,
because it took. I think I don't know if they started filming in 2019. They definitely started in 2020,
yeah.
and they had to stop for various lockdown situations and whatnot, and
And I
it took
think
them a while, it seems.
it's like Chris Pontius, like halfway through the movie, he says, "Even during a pandemic,
Yeah.
you're still blowing us up."
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
after that part, you just see everybody start to wear masks, and then you're
Right.
like, "Oh, that's right. They were
Yeah.
filming this during the pandemic. That's
Yeah.
makes it a little different."
I
for
read
sure.
something that originally they were gonna go to so they've done this before in other movies. I think like in number 2 they go to a lot of other countries. They're gonna do that for this one again too, but obviously they couldn't because of COVID.
I watched Jackass 1, and they're
Oh, they're
in
in Japan, right? Yeah, that
most
that
of the
shit's
movie.
with the pandas and everything. It's so fun. So there was a guy. His name was Loomis Fall. I forget what he was actually a musician. He was in a band called Wax back in the day, and I don't know what he did in Jackass. Do you know who I'm talking about? He's like kind of, if you saw pictures, you might recognize him. I don't know what the guy's up to now, but they were gonna. So for the movie, they're going to Japan, and I guess they were like, sorry, man, we don't have enough money to bring you along, and he was really bummed out. He's like, well, I got all these ideas, like you guys could like run around Japan in like panda suits, because you're in Japan, and then they're like, all right, man, that's good. We'll bring you along, and then like someone says like, no one had the heart to tell him that pandas are from China,
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah,
but we brought them along anyway. It's pretty funny.
that stood out to me when I was rewatching that one. Wait a minute, they're in Japan.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah,
pandas are in Japan.
right.
I wonder how the local folk that they were running around and
Yeah.
knocking down thought of
Yeah.
that.
For real.
These idiot Americans, fucking idiots.
We went on like a Saturday afternoon to see this one, so it wasn't a packed house.
It's still respectable, I think, though. There's, like maybe like 10 other people in there,
Yeah.
12.
In the
For
big old
nowadays,
theater.
I don't think that's that bad.
Especially because we're still like on the tail end of the
Yeah.
Omicron surge,
Yep.
so not a lot of people are like rushing to the theaters right
Yeah.
now. But I heard a lot of laughs in the theater. We were laughing for
Oh,
sure.
we were laughing on it. I think sometimes it was only us laughing.
Yeah.
Sometimes some people were a little too highbrow to laugh.
It's nice during this time though that it's a nice escape.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Let's go for a couple hours and just
Just watch idiots fuck
Exactly.
each other. Yeah, totally.
It took me back to the days of Jackass for sure, because
Yeah.
the first movie's in 2002, so this is 20 years later, and we're still watching these guys do the same goofy stuff.
Yeah.
I think they even repeat a couple stunts from the previous movies. The wedgie one
Right.
was in the first
bungee
film.
wedgie. Yeah.
The toilet store one was
Yeah.
in the first film, where I think it was Dave England. He takes a shit in the toilet,
Yeah.
but they put a little spin on it this time.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
Yeah. I think Mark, he was bringing up the fact that they have a big production value this time. They got big sets, bigger stunts, and that's shown in the first scene, the opening scene.
Oh yeah, like the Godzilla kind of homage.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to
Yeah.
call that.
That was wild.
Yeah,
That was probably one of my favorite ones in
Yeah.
the movie.
yeah.
they've graduated from the RCA camcorder, that you can haul around on your shoulders. So.
Yeah.
That's the thing, because they all came from like a skateboarding back. So I guess I don't know if we want to get into it too much, but Jackass came about from there was a skateboarding magazine called Big Brother, and it was run by Jeff Tremaine, and Johnny Knoxville got involved. That's where we man. It's basically everybody except for Bam Margera's crew were from Big Brother magazine, and then they started seeing Bam Margera had this thing called CKY. It's the Camp Kill Yourself, and they started seeing those videos. And Bam was a very prominent skateboarder, and they just somehow kind of collaborated, and that's how Jackass came about. And I think that's where what Mark was saying, like the crappy. They were from skateboarding, just, filming skateboarding with these, crappy camcorders.
That's really
so
cool.
That's probably where a lot of that came into play. And plus they were making it for TV,
Yeah.
Right.
And I don't even think they actually thought it was going to be as successful as it was back then.
What I missed last night was Bam Margera's family.
Yeah, his dad and his mom.
That was a glaring hole in that movie. I thought.
I think that's the biggest takeaway I get from this one is none of Bam's. Well, there was one guy in Bam's crew. He's like filming a lot of it, but other than that, no one's in there.
Who was filming?
His name's Chris Rabb.
Oh.
He's the one who originally did the bungee wedgie. You see him a few times filming. But other than that, it's obviously Ryan Dunn passed away about a decade ago, so he's obviously not in it.
Yeah.
But
which they dedicate the end of the film to Ryan Dunn, which is really nice.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, it was. I agree with Mark. It was really, it was a bummer not to see all that.
Yeah, not having Bam Margera introduce any skits. I'm Bam Margera.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna beat my dad's ass.
The way he talks. I'm gonna be kicking my dad's ass all day today. You got that Pennsylvanian accent. Yeah.
Although I've seen this twice now. I was watching it on my second view through with you guys, and in the scene where they're doing a marching band skit and jumping onto a treadmill, if you look close enough, the second guy to land behind Johnny Knoxville is Bam Margera.
Yeah, that blew my mind. When you pointed that out. I was like, holy shit, he's there.
Yeah.
And that just makes me honestly a little more sad. It's like, he was there. He was filming with them.
Yeah.
And due to his personal issues, they kind of gave him the can.
Which I think Mark was looking up that stuff on Bam Margera, why he couldn't be in there.
Yeah, he had a drug clause in his contract, and he tested positive for Adderall, which, I mean, come on, it's not like he's,
Yeah, because I watched like something on his Instagram where he said he's actually diagnosed with bipolar disorder.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Yeah, so hopefully that wasn't, it's like, oh, you tested positive for Adderall? Yeah, sorry, man, can't do that. Hopefully that's not the case.
There were, I don't know if this was every case, but he would have to video in every morning with his doctor showing him taking that pill.
Wow.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't know where
Boy.
what happened.
Yeah.
And I just wonder, because I think this happened before the pandemic shutdown. Okay. I just wonder if that hadn't happened, if they'd have had given him more of a slack and
maybe
let him stay.
Yeah, it's just, it bums me out because Bam is such an integral part of Jackass for me.
Definitely.
I mean, yeah. And just, my youth, he was always in the Tony Hawk games.
Yeah.
He had his own, he had Viva La Bam, Bam's Unholy Union.
Mm-hmm.
He was a really standout popular culture person in the 2000s, at least for, maybe people our age, or even then, you turn on MTV, you're probably going to find Jackass.
Yeah.
It was big.
Yeah.
One of my most memorable skits from the past Jackass movies was Bam Margera standing on top of I don't even know what you call it when you're at the circus and you have to hit the mallet to test your strength.
Is it the dildo?
Yeah, the golden dong.
That's up his ass.
Flies up his ass.
Oh man, that's a classic.
Whenever I think of Jackass, I think of that skit.
That's a classic. Him and his friends, pushing each other around in shopping carts and like parking lots.
Yeah. Running into the bathroom and beating up his dad, Phil.
Yep.
That one's a classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was missed for sure.
Yeah, I heard all this stuff that he wanted Jackass fans to boycott the movie.
Oh God.
And like all that kind of stuff. I just hope he gets the help. And the thing is he's not the only person in Jackass to have problems. Like Steve-O was they made a documentary about him probably a little over 10 years ago, and I watched it. It's like he was out of his goddamn mind.
Yeah.
He was addicted to nitrous oxide. and probably other things as well. And it's just like he was just a mess.
Yeah.
And I mean, look at him now. Like he's doing
He looks
really,
great.
he's doing fantastic.
Yeah.
He's got like a really successful YouTube channel where he does all of his goofy stuff there, and if that's one thing I always tell my friends when we talk about Bam Margera and how much of a mess he is. It's like if Steve-O can turn himself around, like I hope Bam can.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the sad thing is I've heard things like Johnny Knoxville. I don't know if this is for certain, but this is going to be the last one. It'd just be a bummer if this is the last one and Bam's just in one scene where you can barely even tell it's him.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it probably should be the last one because
For them,
Johnny
yeah.
Knoxville took that hit from the bull in this one. I was
that
worried
bad.
for that guy.
Yeah, that was bad. Yeah, he was concussed and a broken wrist and broken rib and. Yeah,
Preston Lacey's starting to look pretty old now.
Yeah.
Everybody's starting to look old.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't know how they get out of bed in the morning.
I know.
For real.
Seriously, all this abuse they've taken over the years, they're troopers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Should we talk about what we thought of the new cast, maybe the new crew?
I like the new blood.
Yeah.
They're pretty cool. I think my favorite one would my favorite of the new cast was Zach, the big guy.
Yeah.
Because one of my favorite members is Preston,
Right.
the humongo guy.
Yeah.
And seeing a new guy is awesome. He had some pretty good skits. One of my favorite skits was when they turned out all the lights on everybody
Oh,
and pretended there was
good.
a snake in there.
The Silence of the Lambs. Yeah, that was pretty. I love Chris Pontius doing the mangina dance.
Yeah, in the
That was pretty
background.
good.
But poor Zach, he thought he got bit by a snake, so he tries to
Right.
run into the next room to get help.
Right.
And they push him into like a bunch of marbles and
Right.
pans. That was so
He goes
funny.
to that table. There's like the things that shock him and thumbtacks and everything.
Thumbtacks.
And he climbs
Mouse
over it.
traps.
It's like, oh, you poor guy. Oh,
Hilarious.
yeah.
he must have a strong heart, man.
Yeah, seriously.
As big as he is.
I'm sure he's living his dream. That's probably his dream. He's with the Jackass guys. Same with Poopies. Poopies says that. He's like, I was watching Jackass when I was 12, and now we're here.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Poopy was cool too.
Yeah.
I liked him.
So who is you? So you saw this the Thursday night.
That it
Well,
premiered.
yeah, and you got to see like kind of a, what would you call it? They called it fan night or
Yeah,
something? You want
it
to go
was
into that
called
maybe?
Fan Night, and they introduced it. They're like, "Hey, I'm Johnny Knoxville. I'm Chris Pontius. Stay after the movie for some extra stuff." And we stayed until after the credits, and then what it is the director Jeff. He's sitting around with the newbies, and he's like, "So, what'd you guys learn? Who are you?" And everybody was. Rachel Wolfson was the new girl. She was like, "I'm just a comedian, and I was just having fun with it." And Zach was like, "Yeah, I used to always watch Jackass with my buddies. That's how I made a lot of friends. So it's a real big dream to be here." Poopies, he explained that he got his name from trying to recreate it when he was young, trying to recreate Jackass skits. So he took a shit on like a lawn somewhere, and the kids at school were all trying to come up with nicknames for him. They were all calling him Shitties and Shitter and stuff, and then
Right.
Poopies stuck with him for the rest of his life. And then the other cast member, the other newbie, Jasper.
Yeah, Jasper.
He's from old rap group, Odd Future Wolfgang.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, with
Okay.
Tyler the Creator.
Which he makes an appearance too.
Yeah, and those guys, they actually went off and made a different type of Jackass called Loiter Squad.
Oh, I think I remember that.
I think Jeff
Yeah.
Tremaine directed that one
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, I remember that. I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
Seeing Jasper make it into an actual Jackass movie is
Yeah.
really cool. And then Jasper also brought his dad into this movie.
Yeah, Dark Shark.
Dark Shark.
Dark Shark, yeah.
Dark Shark was hilarious.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it was fun.
And then for the rest of the bonus scenes, the original cast comes in and they start talking about their favorite scenes. One of their favorite scenes was also mine, was the Silence of the Lambs scene, of course. And they're just saying how good the newbies did. But that was cool seeing them kind of do like a behind the scenes or like an interview style thing at the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah, that sounds fun
Yeah,
for sure.
it was a nice addition. Hopefully it'll be on the Blu-ray or whatever.
Right, yeah.
That'll be your Jackass 0.5.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
The 4.5,
Yeah.
Which I would very much like to watch.
Yeah.
I told Carlos, after the movie, I was like, that flew by.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I was like,
it
I was
did.
having such a good ass time. Like, it's just, I want more. Like, it's over already. Where'd all the time go?
Yeah, it went really fast. I wonder
Which-
what the runtime is.
I think it's only like an hour and a half, like 90 some odd minutes.
I can't find it online, but yeah, it was probably just an hour and a half. Whereas we're watching these new blockbuster movies like Dune and stuff
3
that
hours
last
long.
3 hours.
Yeah.
So
Which, if it's like Dune, I have no complaints. I really like Dune a lot. But
Yeah.
with something like Matrix Resurrections, I'm like, oh, God, come on. Or not Matrix. Is it Resurrections?
yeah,
Wherever the fuck. Yeah, I was like, God, like, is this almost like, like, come on, let's get going here.
yeah.
It was
It's nice when a movie leaves you wanting more.
Yeah.
Instead of like extending its welcome.
yes,
Yeah.
I completely agree.
Oh, come on. That's where they build the story.
Yeah, exactly. I was so invested with these characters and their arcs.
Can't wait for Dune 2.
Yes. Yes. I'm looking forward to Dune 2.
Yeah.
2 should be fun.
Well, did you guys have a favorite skit in the movie? What'd you think, Mark?
Oh, the dark room.
Yeah.
I
The
know
Silence
that
of
one
the
was
Lambs
just
by
so
far.
good.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Because you also had like Danger Aaron and
Dave England, I think.
Dave England
Yeah.
just scared because they're the
Yeah.
veterans.
Oh, yeah.
So they know something fucked up is about to happen.
Aaron even says right when they get in there, he's like, this is kind of weird. It's just us two in here. We're just supposed to wait in here. It's like they know.
He can already tell.
Yeah, like they've been doing this for over 20 years. Like they know what's up. They know something's gonna go down.
Yeah, there's no way that I would ever use a porta potty or anything around these
God.
people. I'd go out in the field and take a crap.
Yeah, there's porta potty explosions, and Steve walks out of a porta potty and he gets hit with like a volleyball or whatever.
Yeah.
That was so funny though. The director, he was all like, "If we've been beating the crap out of these guys, and if you trust us to use a porta potty, you're just dumber than we think." And then Steve-O gets blown up.
So what was your
Yeah.
favorite?
The ending really stood out where they're on the what do you call that?
Vomitron?
The Vomitron.
Wheel? I
What do you
don't
call
know.
that thing? The thing that spins, the wheel thing that spins. I don't fucking.
It's not a merry-go-round. I
It's
don't
not a
think.
merry-go-round. It's like a little kid thing on a playground. But anyway, they're drinking milk to throw up on each other, and then all of a sudden, this like army brigade comes in and starts blowing shit up and shooting them with paintballs.
Yeah.
And that was like kind of the grand finale of the movie, if you will, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was pretty fun.
That was really good.
That was a pretty elaborate stunt prank, whatever you want to call it.
Right. Maybe that was their swan song for the
Yeah.
original cast.
Yeah.
Go out with a bang.
I'm trying to think of the dick paddle thing was amusing. I don't know. Again, sometimes I was like, how the fuck do you guys come up with this? Like, God, that was pretty good. Whenever Johnny Knoxville dresses up as an old man, it's pretty amusing. Did you guys
Yeah.
ever see the movie he did where it's just him and the little kid?
Bad Grandpa?
Yeah, that was all right. I don't know if it was like worthy enough for a whole movie, but I remember seeing it in the theater and getting some laughs out of it.
I remember that movie a lot because they filmed him throwing his wife's dead body off of a bridge, and that bridge is actually in Discovery Park over here in
What?
Sacramento. Yeah.
Oh my god!
So they filmed in
I
Sacramento.
didn't, that's insane.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Man, I need to rewatch that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it since the theater. Which that movie came out probably I want to say 10 years ago or so.
Probably, yeah, like
It's been a
2012.
little bit. The Jackass guys have been on quite the hiatus.
Yeah.
I've always, this is going to sound kind of weird, but I've always wanted to ask this. And your penis paddle kind of got me to thinking about it. I wonder how well their penises work.
Oh
I
my
don't-
god.
I know.
dude.
I've heard. I don't know if this is true, but I hear Johnny Knoxville has to sometimes use a catheter.
Oh, what the fuck?
That's what I've heard. I don't know if
That's
that's true or
horrible.
not, but
Possible.
not gonna. I wouldn't be surprised from all the dick shots and kicks and objects getting flown at them at their penises.
Especially with the cup test.
Yeah, oh
skit
man, yeah.
from this
Right.
movie.
That UFC heavyweight champion, holy crap, how hard he can hit.
Yeah, Aaron McGehee really got like his nuts assaulted this movie. Like the hockey player, the
Softball
man.
lady.
the softball chick. Ugh.
Amazed at how accurate they are. I mean,
I know,
those two
yeah.
are dead on.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Like talk about being skilled at your craft.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
What about the mime sketch? I kind of like that one.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And then Steve-O just like, just loses right away. Just screams right away. It's pretty funny. That was a good one. Rachel's licking the taser.
Yeah.
The taser. What did Poopies do? Was it the snake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kiss a snake.
Yeah.
Ugh. That guy's brave for doing that.
I know. Yeah. Seriously. There's a lot of animals. Mark, you brought up when we were at the theater that I guess PETA was not pleased with this movie.
Yeah, they're gonna look back into it
Yeah.
as far as, and Carlos said earlier that the bees and the scorpion scenes.
Yeah.
Whew.
Oh, that's
I was
right.
reading a little article. PETA's upset because they were doing the bee scene, and you can see them like hitting the bees and killing them. And
Oh, really?
there's a bunch that they're sweeping up behind Steve-O. And then like for the scorpion scene, when she's doing the scorpion Botox, they're like tapping it to make it sting her.
Oh.
So
wow.
maybe that might be animal abuse. I don't know. I don't know if I count insects as animals.
I know, yeah.
I didn't know
where do you-
PETA
where-
covers insects.
Where do you draw the line?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know, like, pescatarians, it's like, oh, yeah, it's okay to eat fish. They don't have senses, they don't feel pain. It's okay to kill them. I don't even know if that's true.
I don't know. I was thinking more like the vulture would
That thing's
Right.
horrifying.
be interesting for like PETA.
That thing was horrifying.
Yeah.
It's a thing of nightmares. That
Thing's
boy.
huge.
Yeah. God. Oof.
Even that sketch apparently was like a throwback because in the credits, they're showing Chris Pontius and Steve-O dressed up as skeletons again.
I think that was. Did you guys ever watch Wild Boys? That was Chris Pontius and Steve-O's show. They'd like go all around the world and kind of like fool around with animals. From what it was pretty animal.
Centric.
Yeah.
I remember a little bit of that
Yeah,
show.
that was one I didn't watch as much. I would watch it. It's pretty funny. I like those like they are sort of talking like this. Like I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
The ghouls.
And then they got Jasper's dad to try to hold on to the
Yeah.
vulture
Yeah.
after Wee Man was getting assaulted by it.
Oh God, so stupid.
Hilarious.
I read something that they do this in one of the. I think in number 2 they do this to Bam. Bam's like terrified of snakes, and I guess they filmed this for this movie. They lock him in a room with snakes, which
Oh.
they've done before. But I read that they did film that on one of the first days of filming, which I don't know if we'll ever get to see that. I don't know if we'll ever get to see any more Bam Margera footage. It's kind of like Eric Stoltz in Back to the Future. I don't know if we'll ever see it, but
Especially since he's suing them.
I know.
That sucks.
Is that still going on? Because all the lawsuit stuff I saw, all the articles were from last year.
Oh.
But then again, it's only February.
Lawsuits take a long time. So
Jeff
it's
Tremaine got
possible.
a restraining order from him.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, because I
Jeez.
guess he was just, kind of
Harassing him.
freaked out by him and all of his Instagram
Man,
videos.
that sucks.
Yeah, it does suck.
Yeah.
It's really, that's the one thing, the negative thing I can say about this is, no Bam.
Yeah.
None of Bam's cronies.
And if it was legitimately Adderall, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
He's not going to freak out and run
I
around the
know.
set.
Yeah, exactly. Especially, if that's like his medication that he needs to take for his disorder. Like, come on.
You know who was good to see back was Lance Bangs,
Yeah.
the cameraman with the
Yeah.
gray hair.
He always throws up whenever like shit's involved or something.
Yeah.
It's so
I
funny.
think he was like behind Preston Lacey when
he just
Preston
shits his
shit his
pants. That was so
pants.
funny.
Preston's so funny. He,
Yeah.
In like some of the sketches, he's like shaking violently because he's so scared.
Yeah.
And then in that
Yeah.
scene, he's all like, "I shit my pants."
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
50 years old and I shit my pants.
So funny.
So funny. And then
God.
Lance is behind him throwing
Yeah.
up because he has to get the shot of it. Oh my god.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that shit was funny.
It was like seeing an old friend when you see Lance throwing up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like, the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Yeah. I liked the skit where Eric Andre had to go get a coffee.
Yep.
And
That
then
was good.
she's like, "Here's your coffee. Can I get a picture?" And then he gets socked in the face by the...
Yeah, that was pretty good. I liked his reaction. It's like, yeah, it's like stupid me, like, oh yeah, this is totally fine. Just going to get a coffee, totally normal, and then bang. So funny.
But there's another problem with trailers nowadays is I try to avoid trailers a lot
I was telling Mark that yesterday.
to not spoil things.
Yeah, because Mark, one of the trailers we saw, Mark, you said like you think it like gave away the whole movie.
Pretty much, yeah. The scary one, I don't remember which one it
I think it was
was.
the cursed or cursed,
Yeah.
like the cursed, something like that.
I mean, we're sitting there, and the thing's like 2.5 minutes long. I'm like, well, I just saw the movie. See you later.
Yeah. And you're now thinking about it, there is a lot of the stunts in the trailer.
Yeah.
That I think about it.
Or even like just scrolling through social media and Twitter, like you'll see a quick clip advertising Jackass, and each clip is different from like almost all the sketches in the show.
Yeah.
So I would always try to flick out of them real quick so I didn't spoil anything.
I try to do that. Yeah, I try to honestly stay away from a lot of it too.
Yeah.
But it's just now it's like, trailer reactions, it's like so big to, like give your thoughts on a trailer now.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just like, God, like you're showing so much of the movie. That's what I really applaud Spider-Man for, the new Spider-Man. I thought they did a good job on that, not showing too much.
True.
Just, maybe a few characters here and there.
Yeah. But they didn't give away the big reveal.
Yeah, that I applaud them for.
I'm just going to say this about the Batman trailer. I don't want to get crazy on the Batman stuff. But for me, and it might be just because I'm an old ass dude, but watching the trailer for Batman, it got me to where I almost don't want to see it because it was so cut up and just popped together. It's like going into this room that has the strobe lights,
Yeah.
That's kind of how I felt watching this,
Yeah.
There was no coherency.
Yeah.
If that's a word.
Yeah.
Coherency.
I know what you mean.
At least for me.
That was a long ass trailer too.
Mm-hmm.
That trailer went on forever, it felt like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I kind of agree with you.
It definitely doesn't jump out and say, come see this movie, but it's Batman, so
I know, yeah.
I'll probably end up seeing it.
Yeah.
I'm still hyped.
It's the comfortness of, well, it's Batman.
Yeah.
I love
It
Batman.
has to be good. It's Batman.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
Cash cow.
you know what else was a good sketch was when they did the lie detector test
Yeah.
with Aaron.
And then they bring in the bear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one actually kind of got scary, especially with
Yeah.
Ooh.
it was like digging at his stomach to try to get the salmon and
Yeah.
trying to bite his hands.
Yeah.
When the bear wrangler has to jump up and run into the room, it's getting tense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty spooky.
And then they do like some slides.
Yeah.
They do some things with the fans where they have the parachute.
Oh, that's right.
The body ramp was pretty interesting, like one of the first sketches.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where they're all stacked up on each other.
Oh, God, that must have hurt so bad.
For real.
Ugh.
Preston like couldn't even move after.
Yeah. Yeah. Oof. That sounds rough.
It was good seeing Wee Man again. I love Wee
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I do too.
That's one of my favorite memories of Jackass is watching Preston Lacey run after. He's like, "Get back here!
Yeah.
Get back here!"
Running down the
in
street.
their underpants.
Which we didn't get in this one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's another thing from the fan night is they were explaining that they couldn't do as much crowd work with
Yeah.
like people outside. They had to
Right.
usually just play pranks on each other for this film because of COVID.
Right. For all the limitations, it still was pretty good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like it still worked pretty well for me.
Yeah.
Oh, I like the one when they were in the furniture store.
Yeah.
And he goes through the ceiling.
Oh yeah,
Oh, man,
yeah.
that was awesome.
Yeah, I went higher than a moose's caboose. He says. That was a good one too.
And then his daughters are like, "Oh, he always does." Stuff
Yeah,
like this."
yeah.
It just goes through ceilings.
So funny. Oh God.
Which that was pretty much the only sketch with crowd work in it.
Yeah.
And that was probably because they hired some people to come work at a furniture store so they
Yeah.
could do that one.
Right. Yeah.
Because you can see the workers, they're wearing face shields.
Yeah.
So it's during the COVID times.
Right. I think the other one was when he's the electrician and he asked the lady to help him out and then he's like dangling from the wire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one was good too.
That was just one lady.
Yeah.
I just wonder though because what are the chances of you getting just a normal citizen
know.
sitting on a bench to come over
Yeah.
and help with that?
That's how sometimes I feel like about Borat. It's like, these people have they really don't know, that there's something going on here.
Well, when I was watching Eric Andre's Bad Trip, it looks like they kind of set it all up where they give somebody a job and they say, "Oh, you're just working here painting a fence or something," and then they bring in a weird sketch around them.
Okay.
So I wonder, that lady who was helping Johnny Knoxville must have, I saw paperwork in her hand, so she might have been waiting for a job interview or something.
Yeah, maybe so.
I feel like that's kind of how they set up things nowadays.
That very well could be the case.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Interesting way to do it.
Yeah.
That lady was freaking out, though.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do, sir!
That's funny.
It was a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a
Jackass
good
forever.
time. Yeah.
Makes me remember the good old days.
Yeah.
Just
And, you know, I don't know if I've said it before on when we record, but, you know, I get tired of another Star Wars movie, another Matrix movie, another Ghostbusters movie, another Scream movie, another Halloween movie. It gets really old to me. And for some reason, I didn't feel that way about this. I don't know why. I guess because it's not really, it's kind of like reality TV. It's not really like a movie. They're not characters. They're actual people.
I saw somebody say that in a world full of CGI nowadays, having the practical effects or practical stunts come back is what makes this one a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Because these guys are all doing it to themselves. There's no CGI.
Right. Yeah.
There's no aliens coming down. It's just some dudes just being dudes.
Yeah. Exactly.
And it works.
Yeah.
It still works.
That's a good point.
I liked it.
Yeah, I did too. It was a big blast.
So is there anybody in the new cast? Well, I guess, and if there's leftovers from the old cast, is there anybody that can replace Knoxville?
No.
Or Steve-O? Take Steve-O out of it also.
That's tough.
Not in my opinion.
That's tough. They're the showrunners.
Yeah, not in my opinion.
Yeah.
It'd be like, I already felt a big void with Bam not being there. I couldn't imagine if Johnny Knoxville and Steve-O weren't there too.
I think that's why I didn't watch too much of Loiter Squad, because it wasn't the gang, the original gang,
yeah.
Johnny Knoxville and them. I don't know. Those are big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
I think one of the one that will be a good clip to show how heartfelt it is when Johnny Knoxville is queuing up the volleyball to launch at Steve-O's head. After he hits Steve-O in the head, he goes over and he's hugging him, and I don't know, it's just really nice to see those two embrace each other in that little scene.
Definitely.
Yeah, those two are the main jackasses.
Yeah.
I can't see him being replaced.
Yeah, they're just such like a, you know, what do you call that? Like it's like a, you know,
Cornerstone?
like crew. It's like a crew.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a word for like a, not wrecking crew. Ragtag team of misfits. I don't know. You know, like they're all that, which is nice.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's just so much material with them going back over 20 years. You know, the show started in 2000, and there's just so much that they've done. It's just, you know, you've kind of gotten attached to these people doing it. So, and, you know, I thought the new people were fine, you know. But at the same time, if they just got rid of every one of the Jackass guys and kept the Jackass name, but it was all new people, I'd be like, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think that would fly for me.
You'd have to make a new crew.
Yeah, or just call it something else, like Loiter Squad, I guess.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Was there any music that stood out to you guys? I don't remember any music. Because in the past films, I've gotten a couple good tunes from them.
Yeah.
All my friends are dead.
Yeah, I remember that one.
All
Yeah.
my friends are dead.
All my friends are dead. I remember they would put because Bam Margera's brother Jess was in a band called CKY, also, and they would play some of their music in I think the show and at least one of the movies.
In the original Bull Run skit, when Johnny Knoxville's getting hit by the bull, I think they have that song, if you're gonna be dumb, you gotta be tough.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of good
I don't know
songs from the past.
Many people know the theme song is a song by Minutemen. It's called Corona, of all things.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Foreshadow.
Yeah. Yeah, they're a good band.
That's like the one where they introduce themselves.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They played Misfits at the end. They played Where Eagles Dare, which was cool. They played Misfits in the past. That's always nice to hear. They're like my favorite band, so that was nice to hear.
It would have been cool to hear some Tyler the Creator songs since he was actually in this movie.
Yeah.
But I don't think we heard any.
I don't think so. I'm trying to think of what else. It's kind of, you know, I think we were kind of talking about it. It's kind of difficult to do one like this because it's just, you know, it's Jackass.
Right.
You know, how much can you say about Jackass? Like, oh, they did stunts and it was funny.
Yeah.
You know.
It was funny.
Should we get into like if we recommend it to people?
Yeah, unless you have anything else to add, Mark. Can you think of anything?
No, I can't think of anything.
Yeah. Oh, do you have any standout? I don't want to say actors because they're not really actors.
Yeah.
Did anybody really stand out to you in this movie?
I kept waiting for the young lady to get more involved than she was.
Yeah, I wish Rachel was in more.
Yeah.
That was kind of interesting. I think this might be the first time we've seen a female Jackass.
Well, I was talking to my buddy about this last night. I remember there were a few times in the show they had chicks. Like there was one where they do the same, like they chug a bunch of milk and throw it all up, and it's like Dave England, another dude, and a chick. I forget their names, the other two people, but they would occasionally have chicks on, like do stuff, not a lot, but occasionally. But not to, I mean, you know, not to the point where it's like she's on the crew, you know, like as with Rachel, it's like she's like almost like a new member of Jackass.
I felt like this was the most diverse cast, too.
Mm-hmm.
Adding Jasper and Rachel.
It is kind of cool. Like, it's not as diverse, but like, you know, when they first started out, they had a little person and a really big guy.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think you saw that a lot.
Yeah,
back in the day.
That's true.
Yeah, and the thing about Rachel, they could have used her more because I mean it's pretty gutsy to the scorpion Botox.
Yeah.
I mean, no way.
Yeah.
I don't even want to see one of those things, let alone jabbing me in the lip.
Yeah.
She was pretty brave for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the newbies did pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
So, would you recommend this one, Ian?
Yeah, definitely. Well, if you like Jackass, then yeah.
Okay.
If you don't like Jackass, you're not gonna like it, obviously.
I took my cousin to see it on opening night, and he's never really seen any of these.
Okay.
So as soon as the opening sketch opens and there's just a giant
penis
walking
monster.
around, he's like, "CJ, what did you bring me to, dude?"
So funny. Yeah, there's always a lot of penises with Jackass.
There's a lot of penises. There's a lot of farts, poop.
Yeah, puke.
Puke.
Yeah, all that good stuff.
What about you, Mark? Would you recommend this one?
Yes. I watched the first two last week to get myself up to speed again. And, it just flows along with the others. Like you said, though, definitely just Jackass fans probably.
Yeah.
But I wasn't expecting, I didn't expect I guess the stunts to be as elaborate as they were. I mean, just think it, I keep going back to the Silence of the Lambs room. I mean, that took a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you got a chorus of guys to get into the room, and, geez, there's no way. If they ask me to do anything, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I'm sitting right here, checking the chair for bombs.
Yeah.
So anyway, yes, I would highly recommend it. I was surprised and I really enjoyed it.
Nice.
Yeah.
What about you, Carlos?
I think I would recommend this one as well. Classic Jackass, with a new crew mixed in there. We have some cool special guest appearances. I think MGK was in there, the rapper.
Yeah, Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk
Which
made
he was
a
on
quick appearance.
way back in the show, so it's cool that he had a little brief cameo.
Yeah. Tyler the Creator was in there, one of my favorite artists. Francis Ngannou, I never heard of him before, but he was the UFC heavyweight who punched Danger Aaron in the
I never heard
nuts.
of him either. I don't follow the UFC a lot.
Yeah. Jasper was cool to see in there.
A lot of skateboarders, which they've always had, which is cool.
Yeah.
Because again, that's where they came from. You
Mm-hmm.
know, background with skateboarding.
And then to see Eric Andre in there, especially after
Yeah.
his Bad Trip movie, it's cool to see him in there.
Yeah.
Crowd wise, because I think this one's not streaming. This one you can only go see in theaters, if I'm not mistaken. So it's kind of cool to go into the theaters, even though there wasn't a lot of people both times that I went to go see it. You could still hear the crowd reacting, going ooh,
Yeah.
or laughing,
Yeah.
or just having that crowd reaction is always fun.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, we got some pretty cool skits. I definitely like that elaborate skit where they turn off the lights and have you go into another room. So cool.
Yeah.
Production value was more. Everything was bigger. More
Mhm.
explosions.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's good to see the guys for at least one more movie. Hopefully we get to see them more. But
Yeah.
they are getting old now.
Yeah.
We'll have to see where it goes from there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely recommend Jackass Forever, guys. You should check it out.
Yeah.
I was so surprised that Knoxville did the bull one.
I know. Yeah. Ugh.
Dude.
Yeah, that was pretty rough. He does the same
Flips.
yeah, he did the same flip that he did like 15 years ago. It's like, man, that's gotta be so scary.
Oh, I think
Ugh.
I told you guys that he gets hit by the bull and then he starts snoring.
Yeah.
Just like in Jackass 1 when he gets hit by Butterbean
Yeah.
and hits his head and
Yeah.
he starts snoring. Just out cold.
Yeah.
Has to go to the hospital. I think in the first one he goes to the hospital and he gets wheelchaired out just like in this
Yeah.
film too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you guys say you have a favorite Jackass or like a favorite entity of Jackass?
Entity? Or
Yeah,
movie,
because
or-
like there's different, like, the show, the movies,
Oh,
the
man.
spin-offs, the Bad Grandpa,
I used to watch I think Jackass 3 a lot.
That was the one in 3D, right?
Yeah, Jackass
I haven't
3D.
seen that since the theater.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I need to rewatch that one.
I think that might have been like the only one I had on DVD.
Okay.
So I used to watch that one.
I was
a
the
lot.
other way around. I had 1 and 2 on DVD
Yeah.
and 2.5.
I don't remember watching too much of the MTV TV show, but I do remember watching it. I don't remember how much of it though. Did you ever watch it back in the day, Mark?
No.
No.
I know. I've watched 1 and 2. I haven't seen any of the .5s.
Oh, okay.
Unrated. I haven't seen any of that kind of stuff.
Okay.
This isn't your first time picking it up, is it?
I've seen 1 a couple of times.
Oh, okay.
2. It was
Oh,
my
okay.
first time last week.
Oh, okay.
And they were both on MTV, so they were cut up and had little black
Oh.
boxes over their bits and that kind of
okay.
stuff. So
Okay.
I didn't truly see the movies
Right.
really.
Okay.
But from watching, like I said, the production values and the elaborateness of the stunts, that really impressed me.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the, just man, oh man, just some of the stuff that they do. It's mind-boggling. There is
Yeah.
absolutely no way. There's not an amount of money you could pay me to be the cup test or whatever that is. No way.
That raises another question. How much was he getting paid to do that to himself?
Bam Margera says in one of his Instagram videos that are a little hard to watch, he says he would usually get paid $5 million for a Jackass movie.
Wow.
So
That's not bad.
I mean, I don't know if he got paid more because he's Bam Margera. He's a little bit more of a standout name than Aaron McGeehee and Dave England. I don't know, but I would imagine they're probably paid relatively well.
Yeah, you would think.
Yeah.
And I think I watched Bad Grandpa once.
Oh, okay.
See, the thing about that kind of stuff is, I'll watch dick shots all day long, but that Bad Grandpa stuff, it just kind of makes me uncomfortable. Like the scene, I don't know which one it is, where he's at this little cafe thing, where him and his grandson are sitting on the stools and he lights a cigarette for him, that kind of stuff. And then he gets into it with this guy,
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
he draws a line.
Yeah, you
That
cross
kind of
the
thing.
line. Yeah, because it's like, yeah, I know what you mean in the uncomfortable, which I think they want. They want people to probably feel that way. They want people to kind of be a little like, oh God, like what's gonna happen? Like, is this guy actually gonna beat up Johnny Knoxville as an old man? Like, what's going on?
Right.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. See, the thing with Bad Grandpa, the movie, it's like they try to make a story out of it. You know, it's like I forget I can't even remember what the story was, but like they actually tried to make it like there was a plot to it.
Yeah, I think there was.
And to me, it's just kind of like, again, it's like that's tough to make a whole plot and movie out of Johnny Knoxville being stupid as an old guy. Whereas with this, it's stunts, it's Evel Knievel, you know, it's demolition derby, like.
I think you were saying it's kind of like watching YouTube videos
Yeah,
with the crowd.
You know,
Yeah.
there was a
this
monster
one?
truck rally, I think, on Friday at the Golden One Center here in Sacramento, California, and it's like, yeah, it's the same thing. It's a wrestling match. You know, you go hours, you pay your money, you just go watch shit get fucked up,
Yeah.
and I think that's a little more than interesting to me than. All right, so we're gonna, you know, that thing you do when you dress up as an old guy. Let's like make a movie about that. You know, we're gonna give you a little kid, and you're gonna be. I think it works better sketch wise than. But then I don't know. I like the Wayne's World movies. Those were Saturday Night Live sketches. I don't know.
The Borat movies.
And Borat,
I think they
yeah,
kind of try to
exactly.
make a story too.
Yeah, I don't know. Those worked. I don't know.
Pretty interesting though that
I
you
guess
can actually try to make a coherent story out of them.
Yeah.
Out of sketches.
It's just, to me, it's just not as prominent in the Jackass world to me.
Yeah.
That's just me
Right.
though.
Yeah.
I'd much rather watch like Mark said, the dick shots for whatever reason. For whatever reason.
Which
And-
I haven't seen that much wiener in a long time. Like, what the
Right.
heck?
Yeah.
Like, you're saying you're watching it on MTV and it's all blacked out and everything. This one, it's like widescrreen right in front of you.
Yep.
There's Steve-O getting bees on his dick.
I think I've never seen any more genitalia in my life than watching Jackass. Like I've seen Steve-O and Chris Pontius's penises, like probably more so than almost my own penis at this point. Like, it's a lot of penises. A lot of penises. I think Poopy says at one point, he's like, I was nervous about showing my dick.
Yeah.
You know, and thankfully I got over it. It's like, yeah, I would be as well.
One of you guys mentioned earlier, Evel Knievel, and there's one stunt, I want to say it's toward the end, one of them had an Evel Knievel helmet
Nice.
on. It was really cool.
I'm sure like Johnny Knoxville and probably other, because that's, you know, that was their Jackass when they were growing up, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Evel Knievel jumping over school buses and whatnot.
Yeah. But jumping over stuff was on purpose, but him face planting and getting run over by his motorcycle and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff was
Yeah.
not really his thing, I
Yeah.
don't think.
Yeah, true. That was just kind of accidental, for sure. Carlos, I was going to bring this up to you. This might be going a little too off tangent, but if you watch the show and like kind of the first movie, there are parts where they're wearing helmets with the Confederate flag on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and obviously you don't see that in the newer ones, but
They are some good old boys.
well, it's
What
funny
can you
because they're
say?
not. They're all from they're from California. I think Johnny Knoxville is from Tennessee originally. Yeah, because it's like that definitely wouldn't look good nowadays. You know, young white guys with Confederate flag stuff. But it flew back then, and that
Yeah.
was only 20 years ago. We were alive.
Yeah.
Carlos and I, we were alive when, you know, that yeah. I don't. Looking back, it's just like wow. Like that's amazing. Like there wasn't a shitstorm, but because nowadays it would be a big shitstorm.
It was a
And right,
different
you know, I
time.
don't support the Confederate flag, so I wouldn't really necessarily be upset over it or anything. But yeah, it's pretty, and that's one thing too. Like in the show, it's like, you know, it opens up, you know, warning, the following shows, you know, and then it has someone going, "Hi, welcome to Jackass," and then it shows the American flag waving in the wind. I like, and like there's like scenes of Johnny Knoxville, and he's got the American flag draped over his shoulders as he's getting tased, and Ryan Dunn riding around with the American. It's like, it's almost like yeah, this is America.
Yeah.
Just idiots, just
Right.
idiots riding around, getting tased and all that stuff. It was almost like that was their motif for a little bit.
What?
America, I don't know.
Oh. Yeah, especially.
Maybe I'm looking into that a little too deep.
Was
I
it
don't
the
know.
intro to Jackass 3 when they're all like dressed as soldiers in front of the flag?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Remember that.
I think is that a movie? I think. Is there
Yes.
a movie where like he's giving a speech in front of American? I've never seen it. I've just seen clips.
It's George C. Scott is playing Patton.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
what?
Yeah, I think
can't
that's what
remember.
they were going
It might have
for.
been- I think it's just called Patton.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I think you're right.
remember.
Yeah. Yeah, Johnny Knoxville's the one giving the speech or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
You think they were just trying to, like, I don't want to say retcon, but, like, make up for having Confederate flags in the
I
TV
don't
show?
Nah. Well, it's, it's the only one I remember is it's a helmet. One of them has a few of them wear the helmet of Confederate flag. But I don't know. Bon Scott, AC/DC, used to have a Confederate flag belt buckle. The guy's Australian. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's just a little more. It was a little less offensive for the time. I don't know.
Fashion's gone a long way
Very
since
true.
then in 20 years.
Very true.
Yeah, well, thanks for watching Jackass with me,
Thanks
guys.
for taking. Thank you again
Yeah,
for
thank
the
you.
tickets and
That was
everything.
fun.
It was a blast.
Yeah, it
It was
was.
everything I wanted.
Everything you expected.
Yes, everything I expected. It did not. I did not need to subvert my expectations for this movie. Again, the only bummer was Bam not being in it more.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was exactly what I wanted.
Heck yeah. All right, guys. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Later.
Later.